Okay, so ninth chapter. It's Avishmitam tam
Paripurna
paripurna
kamam
kamam
Svenaiva
svenaiva
labena
samaprashantam
samaprashantam Vinoparsapati aparam hi
vinoparsapatyaparashatam
balishaha
swalangule
Swalanguleni natikarti
sindum.
sindum.
So, Riyansh, you can read.
Okay, Sirji. Free from all material conceptions of existence and never wonderstruck by anything, the Lord is always jubilant and fully satisfied by his own spiritual perfection. He has no material designations and therefore he is steady and unattached. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the only shelter for everyone. Anyone desiring to be protected by others is certainly a great fool who desires to cross the sea by holding the tail of a dog.
Good. Very interesting verse, this one. Very nice. And you will come across it in a little while. So this chapter, ninth chapter, is the appearance of the demon Vrittasura. So what happened? Vishwarup had taught Indra the Narayan Kavach, but Vishwarup had other inclinations as well. In the course of time, Indra got suspicious of the intentions of Vishwarup, the newly appointed of the guru of the Devatas. Now, although Vishwarup was the son of Prajapati Twasta, so he was Twasta is favorable to the demigods, but his mother Rachana was the daughter of Diti, who is the mother of the demons. So, on his mother's side, he had a family of demons. While performing yagyas, he was in the habit of reciting the offerings to Agni, the fire, meant for Indra, Varun, other devatas, loudly. But he offered ghee also secretly to the demons as well. So when Indra found out that Vishwarup was offering oblations to the demons as well as to the demigods, he became angry and he killed him. So Indra got furious and he killed Vishwarup. Vishwarup had 3 heads used to enjoy different things, which were transformed into 3 birds when he was killed. So the 3 heads, 1 head, 1 mouth, he would drink somaras, and that was transformed into a francolin partridge. 2nd mouth, he would drink wine, transform into a sparrow. And the 3rd mouth, he would eat food, transform into a common partridge. Indra distributes the sinful reaction. So this is sin because he killed a Brahman, right? And his guru as well. Although Indra could have neutralized the sinful reactions for killing a Brahman, because he's very powerful, he accepted the reactions with folded hands. He suffered for 1 year. And then to purify himself, he distributed the reactions for this sinful killing amongst the earth, water, trees, and women. In return for accepting the reactions, Indra gave the following benedictions. Okay, so the earth, water, trees, women, they accepted part of this reaction, and Indra gave them benedictions. So he benedicted the earth that even if there are ditches in you, they will be automatically filled. Right? And the sinful reaction that earth accepted, to have deserts and barren land. So that's why there's so many deserts around the world. The trees, he gave the benediction that their branches and twigs would grow back when they're trimmed. So every autumn or winter, we trim them back. And their sinful reaction was they would flow, this sap would come out of there. For women, he gave them benediction, they can enjoy as much as they want. But the reaction they took was the monthly periods. The water, the benediction given, increase in volume. It increases the volume of other substances with which it is mixed. So if you want a juice, you can put some water in it, concentrated juice. And the sinful reaction it took was it would foam, it would have bubbles and foam. So it wouldn't look pure always, because water is generally very pure. So now, when Twasta found out that his son Vishwarup was killed by Indra, he was furious, and he performed a sacrifice to get a son who would kill Indra. However, when he was chanting the Vedic mantras, he by mistake chanted it long instead of short. And these mantras are very powerful. If you get a little mistake, it can have completely the opposite impact. So the result was he prayed to increase the strength of the enemy of Indra, who's Vatsasura, that's fine. But the same words can be also taken to mean to increase the strength of Indra, the enemy. So it's just semantics, but one mistake can lead to an opposite impact if we get it wrong in terms of Vedic mantras. Thus Vittasura rose from the sacrificial fire. He looked like a destroyer of the entire creation with his huge body. His loud voice and his tongue seemed to be licking up the sky. Twasta named the giant demon as Vritta, as he was the product of enormous asceticism covering all the 3 planetary systems. Then the demigods, they became very scared. They, headed by Indra, they charged the demon with their soldiers and their weapons, striking him with their bows and arrows and other weapons. But Vrittasura, he swallowed everything. He was powerful. He was huge. Struck with wonder and disappointment upon seeing the strength of the demon, the demigods pray to Lord Narayan for protection. They glorify the time factor, which is afraid of the Supreme Lord. The Lord is everyone's shelter. So there are different glorifications that are given to the Lord. One who decides to be protected by others is like a fool who desires to cross the ocean by catching the tail of a dog. That's the verse we learned. So these are demigods praying, saying that if you want protection from anybody else, that's crazy. The Lord protects. He's protected us earlier as Matsya. He protected Manu. Let him protect us. As the Lord protected Brahma at the beginning of creation, let him protect us. As Vaman, Varaha, Nrsimha, Parshuram, Kurma, Krishna, Ram protected their devotees, let him protect us. So these are quite nice prayers by the Lord, by the demigods. So this is Vrittasura, huge. He was like he was touching the sky with his crown. This is the yagya taking place. Okay. Hearing the demigods' prayers, the Lord appeared, first within their hearts and then before them. So the demigods are pure. They don't, because they serve the Lord as administrators. So he comes within their heart first. And then he came before them, carrying his weapons and with 16 attendants. Then the demigods immediately offer their obeisances and prayers of glorification. He is a supreme controller, most exalted person, support and proprietor of the universe. As super soul, the Lord inspires fearlessness or fear, but in him there is no duality. The demigods also admit that they cannot understand his actual position. The Lord is the cause of all causes, super soul of everything, the soul and dear friend of the devotees, who has tasted the nectar from the ocean of your glories. Since the Lord appears as the Rasavatar to protect his devotees, so in the same way, the demigods pray for his protection from Vrittasura, begging the Lord to appear as another incarnation. You would think that if you're going to pray to the Lord and the Lord is going to appear before you, you would ask for the greatest benediction, which is, please take me back home, back to Godhead with you in your aeroplane with Garud. But anyway, this is, I suppose they're fulfilling their duty as demigods, and they ask for protection from Vatsasura. The Lord expressed his pleasure at the demigods' prayers and instructed them about pure devotional service, where the devotee asks for nothing but to engage in the Lord's service. So he's indirectly telling them, you're foolish. He then advises the demigods to go to Dadichi to beg for his bones, as his body was strong due to the Narayan Kavach, with which to make an invincible thunderbolt. So with the bones, make his invincible thunderbolt for Indra, which will also, he said, I will invest my powers into that weapon as well. The Lord blessed Indra to be successful in fighting with Vritrasura. So that's the end of chapter 9. Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 9, Ki Jai. Any questions, any comments?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
When I was reading, I was thinking that Indra is very selfish. First, he disrespects his guru. Second, he killed the second guru. Third, he take all his sins and he share it among others. He's very, very selfish, right?
Especially amongst the Matajis as well, yeah.
Yes, and I don't know why did we take all these sufferings just to please Indra.
Yeah, and I'm sure Matajis throughout the world, if they found, when they find this out, they'll be cursing Indra. It's because of you.
But then he got the boon because the Lord took vow to save all the demigods. He promised their mother, right?
Yeah.
He's going to protect Indra all the time. That's why Indra keep on doing nonsense and he's being protected.
He's known as the protector of Indra. Somehow Indra is, he still favors Indra, even though sometimes Indra goes a little crazy. But he does a great job. So hence why he's probably allowed to go a little crazy now and then. Yes, Rianj.
Prabhuji, when we come to 11th chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, then from verse number 24 to verse number 27, I will recite some shlokas of Vritrasura, Prabhuji.
Wow, that's fantastic. Very good, boy. Okay.
It means 9, not 6.
You mean
Sorry, Canto 6. Yeah,
Canto 6, chapter 11, yeah?
Yes, Prabhuji, from verse number 24 to verse number 27.
Oh, yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah, beautiful.
Vritrasura,
Yeah.
glorifying the Lord.
Yeah, well done. Good. I like that idea. Well done, Rianj. Anybody else? Okay. So we can go to the lessons and then to the instructions. So Indulekha Maji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Lessons from Canto 6, Chapter 1. To avoid the hellish planets where there are terrible sufferings, we must atone for the sins committed with mind, words, and body before we leave this present body. Chapter 2, the holy name is so powerful that even if one chant imperfectly, one can get liberation due to the causeless mercy of the Lord. Chapter 3, to avoid encounter with the Yamadutas, we must render devotional service upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chapter 4, sitting in everyone's heart as Paramatma, the Lord is constantly directing us, but being so conditioned, we are unable to see or understand the Supreme Soul. Chapter 5, one who is too involved in the material world and who does not look within the core of his heart gets more entangled in the illusory energy. Chapter 6, women are not meant for the renounced order of life, but if they have competent husband, they can be liberated as they share the pious credit of the husband. Chapter 7, by the strength of the Guru, one can become very powerful within this world. But if the Guru is displeased, one can lose everything. And chapter 8, if one recites the Narayan Kavacha, one can be protected from different kinds of problems. But for Vaishnavas, the Maha Mantra is most powerful. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Madhusan Prabhu, thank you so much.
Hare Bol, Hare Krishna to everyone. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada. So, yeah, very nice. Nice that you've done the Narayan Kavach, and obviously we'll have to do it again because we can record it. And this part where Vrat Sasur is. I'll read it from my phone. Wait a minute. Yeah, so in chapter 9, Srila Madhvacharya says that Lingam eva pasya ma kadachit abhimanastu devanam api sani iva praya kalesu nasteva tatra taratem anyen sopitu. So we're all conditioned to various degrees, but we think that we are God. That is why we can understand God, who God is, and see him face to face. So obviously, we are in a very conditioned state and we can't see God. I mean, there's a wonderful song by George Harrison said, I really want to see you, my Lord. And somehow we can't see face to face. He may have seen the Supreme Lord because he was a really good devotee. Prabhupada liked him very much. And we always feel, why can't I see God? I'd love to see God. And we pray like that. And hopefully we will be able to one day. But in the purport, she provides saying that an inexperienced man generally does not know what to beg from the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead. Everyone is under the jurisdiction of the created material world, and no one knows what benediction to ask when praying to the Supreme Lord. People generally pray to be promoted to the heavenly planets because they have no information of the Vaikuntha Lok as well. So we can't really see the Supreme Lord because we are conditioned in various degrees, some more, some less. As our conditioning gets less and less, and we get out of the bodily concept of life, we start to understand we are the spirit soul. And as you were saying in this nursing Kavash as well, that we are qualitatively equal to the Supreme Lord, but not quantitatively. So Supreme Lord is unlimited. We are a spiritual spark, as such, just as drop of water is the same quality as the ocean, but we're not quantitatively equal to the Lord. But because we think like that we are God, that's why we can't really see God face to face as such. But as we progress in our bhakti, hopefully, we're able to, but also, we need to get to know how to ask proper benediction from the Supreme Lord. Generally, we don't know. We think, I'd like to just go to heaven and get out of this material world, and it'll be more happier somewhere else, which is like a heavenly conditions. So some people are in a better country, like America might be a better country for some people, and they think it's heaven there. And then they're living in a very poor countries. So like that, there are different degrees of conditioning and different degrees of material pleasures or happiness as such. So we think just Vaikuntha is the supreme destination, but it's really not so. Serving the Supreme Lord is basically what we're meant to be asking in our bhakti as such. So serving the devotee of a Supreme Lord is even better. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for those instructions. Really good. Any other questions or comments? Tomorrow, we're going to look at, it's the appearance day of Ramachandra Kaviraj and the disappearance day of Gopal Bhatt Goswami. These are two very important, oh, it's the other way around. Disappearance of Ramachandra and appearance of Gopal Bhatt. So we'll be looking at their lives, and that will take some time. So won't do the Bhagavatam tomorrow, nor on Wednesday. Wednesday is the appearance day of, or disappearance day of Jayadev Goswami. And he's a really extraordinary person. He wrote this Gita Govinda, which is one of the most incredible descriptions of Radha Krishna Leela. So we'll be looking at his life, very, very interesting life. And Dasavatar, yeah. So maybe, Karuna, we can sing Dasavatar on Wednesday. So, okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.